Johannes, some comeback from your team. You must be so proud of those players tonight.
I am, and it's not the first time this season. I think it tells a lot about the group of players, the mentality, the team spirit as well. I don't know right now how many times this season we have tried to come from behind and get a result still, and even though it can seem close to impossible in some moments, we still believe, and I think that's probably the thing I'm most delighted about after the performance today, is that I think the approach in the second half from the team was very, very good. I think we tried and we tried and we tried, and we created so many moments in their box, and should probably also have scored before we did. But the mentality to keep on going, because it's easy when you still when you're about to find that little frustration, or you can see that you don't really succeed with your finishing and situations like that. It's easy to be too frustrated, but I think the boys did well, and the players that come on to change the game as well did really, really well.
And obviously one of them is going to grab a lot of headlines on Mankel Forson. What an impact from him.
And it's well deserved. I hope he take everything in tonight. I hope, normally I tell the players, with all due respect, Paddy, not to read too much what's in the media. But I think he, and I hope he will do that tonight, because it's well deserved, and I think he started well his season and his career with us, but of course after the incident in Crystal Palace, it seems like he was struggling to get back and find that rhythm, and been completely out of the team for 4 or 5 games, something like that, and then to step in last 10 minutes and decide it like that is just completely down to him. It's fantastic.
And the quality as well, particularly the first goal. You know, to have that technique first time like that, top corner, that's a high quality finish.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic, and I think as a coach I can take the 2% of that goal. Rest is down to him. We saw that there were some openings, especially in that pocket, and we wanted a left-footed player in that position. But the quality and just the accuracy also in that finish is just it's impressive, and yeah, of course the second one is what makes the day for us.
I mean, there was a nice moment there at the final whistle. You know, you immediately went across the pitch to embrace him as well. Is that just underline, as you say, from an early promising start? It's been quite a struggle for him, and just keep going.
Yeah, it is, and of course it's something it's not often we touch upon that, but it's the most difficult part as a head coach, to take decisions every Friday who should not be in. I have to do it, and I have to do it over and over again. It's never something I will enjoy in football, because it's players you work with every day, and you're so close connected, and you spend so many hours together. But still, you have to tell 60% of your squad that they will not be a starter in the weekend, and that will never be a fun moment. But I appreciate that it's me that have to do it, because I prefer to be the one that will do it. And he's been one of them where that message has been, more or less the picture for 2 months now, where he's not in the team and he's not been starting. So, with all players that are not in to begin with, that are not in the starting lineup, they're not playing that many minutes, as a coach, you of course still wish them all the best, and you hope that they will have fantastic moments. And I think it's so well deserved for him that he's been struggling a bit with just the culture and the lifestyle and a new club, a new environment. But to have that moment tonight, I hope he really treated it as something special.
I mean, talking of moments, in any given season, you can look back and there'll be like fragments within games where it just turns and then the season goes on a different trajectory. Could that be one there today, those last few minutes?
Of course, but I think also, to be fair, that I've said it before, we had the Middlesbrough game here at home where we did something a little bit similar, coming from behind and still get a result. We did against QPR the other day, where we also scored late in the game, and then of course today was even better than that. Even though Shane could have done the same against QPR the other day, with that big chance towards the end. So just when I look back at it, and when I just watch it today, I just look at the players, I look at the behavior, I look at the reactions, and I see players where they fully believe that we have a chance, and they are focused, and they look at the situations and how we can get as much as possible out of the situations instead of being frustrated. And that's what I'm pleased about, because that's something we can build on.
Was that a jig you were doing there when the first goal went in? You're normally ice cool, but you wasn't at that moment.
Yeah. Because the second we score, I start thinking about, okay, We changed some positions. We have a different structure. We have a very offensive structure. We have a lot of offensive players out there. So how is our structure going to be now when the score is 1-1? So of course you celebrate for a second or two, and then you start thinking about, okay, we have to give some information in here. And then when I started to approach the first players, Shane to begin with, Kenny after, they said, okay, we just have to go. We just have to keep pushing for the second goal. And probably to be fair to them, I was a little bit more defensive in my mindset. I said, okay, it is probably one of them where we have to accept that it's a draw and then be satisfied with that and then improve to the next one. But they wanted to push, and then sometimes you have to let go as a coach as well.
10 points from 12 over this Christmas period. That's really feels like it's injected a lot of momentum potentially now into the second part of the season.
Yeah, it has. But what again? I will always be cautious with this league because it can go so fast one way or another. We just have to keep improving. We have to keep being better. We have to raise the standards for what we can do as a team. I think I was okay satisfied with the team, with the performance today. I think we did many things. I think we completely dominated them. I think we, especially in the second half, created the chances that we needed to get a good result. We didn't concede. They probably have the goal in the first half and then they have one chance in second, which I think is more than acceptable. So I think there's many things in our performance we can be satisfied about, but I'm not satisfied that we are 1-0 down in half-time, and we've seen it a little bit before here at home where we struggle to have the patience that is needed in a game like this, where it's about finding the rhythm to open them up and find the right space to attack and the right time to attack. So that is something we have to improve and develop, because we can expect that more teams, especially when we play out here, they will come and they will adjust their normal structure and their normal behaviour to the way that we're playing.
No Hanley today. I mean, he was sat there in the vicinity of the dugout. Just give us an idea why he's not in the 20.
He had an injection in his Achilles the other day and will be out for, I think, probably around a week. If we can have him available for the FA Cup game, that would be positive.
Just the one I just want to throw at you is obviously the science charge has come in now. I mean, have the club got position? Are they going to accept that? I know you've got until Tuesday to respond. You
asked me just out of after this out here.
Well, only because it's the first time since we've spoken.
I've full focus on the team and the performance today, and I think tonight will probably be a glass of red wine, and then tomorrow I'll talk with Ben and Neil and rest of the directors on how we approach that and what will be our message. But of course it's a serious one, and also one we have to take serious as a club. So there will probably be a statement for us within a couple of days.
Thanks, Johannes.
Can I ask what you said to a Manquar at the very end? You've gone running on the pitch with a big smile. What was the message to him after he's won the match for you?
Do you want to know?
I'd love to know what that conversation was. It looked a happy minute.
It was because him and we played table tennis before the game today. And then I lost big. So I said to him, the only reason why I did that was because I know that you will step into this one with confidence today. Don't tell him it's a lie, because I'm shit at table tennis. So he's definitely better than me. But that was what I said to him. And then please enjoy the moment, my friend, because it doesn't come often in football that you get to celebrate a game and a result like this, coming on from the bench and scoring 2 goals. So that was it.
So you played ping pong with him today, have you?
Yeah, we did.
And he'd beaten you?
Yeah. He did.
He's gone on and gone bang bang to win the game for you.
He won 2 sets and then he scored 2 goals. So probably him and we need to play again before the next game.
Genius. Can you give us an insight into what sort of a period it's been for a Manquar in the last 2, 3, 4 months, and kind of how you've managed him through that?
Yeah, but a lot of talk, a lot of conversation, but we also try to find some of the more experienced players to support him a little bit with just especially his behavior. And I think that's the difficult thing that you don't really see when you are in the media, or you don't really see when you're a little bit from outside. But that's players when they move from other cultures and they move on their own, and especially the time when there's no training, when there's no games. What do they actually do, and how do they spend the day when they are on their own? So we try to also to see if we can find some of the players to just take him into the group and just give him some advice on what he can do on those days off, because it can be a lonely job to be a football player. And if we don't do well in terms of supporting with the lifestyle also outside the pitch, it can be lonely. So we've tried some things, and he's open to everything, and he's he's a fantastic person. So there's nothing there, but it can be difficult sometimes, especially also when you're not playing. If everything is perfect out here, then of course you have a little bit more energy in all the other places of your life. But when you're not playing, and then also to have those moments, that can be difficult. So we try to support him and give him as much help and love as possible. That's what it's about.
Would it be fair to say he's had the odd lonely, difficult moment then?
Yeah, and I think it's fair to say that it comes from a lot of players when they move to other clubs. It's not only players from abroad; it's also players from the UK, where they travel from a city where they have all their friends and all their family, and they travel to another city. Can be a completely different part of the country without those friends and family close by. So something, and one thing is the performance on pitch and training, but another thing is relations and how to be social when you're away from home. And for some it's easy, for some it takes a little bit more time. But it is a big part of being a football player, and a big thing when you're also about to sign football players from other clubs and other parts of the world, how you deal with that.
And lastly, for me, the last couple of games you've dominated against Queen's Park Rangers in the second half, and again, particularly today, had a lot of chances. Does it make you count down the days to when you have Josh Sargent back?
Yeah, I said in the press conference yesterday that it feels like a new signing when he comes back into the team. He's been out a lot, and I think his presence in the box with the dominant style that we have now, in particular the last month here, where I think many of our games has been a game picture that we actually want, and then of course to have him available and have him as an option, that would be good for the team, but also just his personality. He's a big leader on pitch and outside the pitch, so that would be fantastic for us to have him back.
And do you expect, all going well this week, for him to have minutes against Brighton?
I think that's the plan, and that's of course things can change because we put him into team training starting next week, and then of course we have to see how it goes. But if everything goes well, then the plan is to give him some minutes against Brighton, so we can be fully ready for the first championship game.
Well, good. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Sorry, Paddy.